Hi, this is Shantae McLaughlin. I was waiting for our trailer to start, so it caught me a little off guard. But I have Mr. Jimmy Hill, father of Jimmy Atchison, on the phone. He is going to share with us. We're having some technical difficulties tonight, so just bear with us. Mr. Hill, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
You can hear me, Mr. Hill?
Yes,
Okay, I'm about to queue up a video from channel 2 of your son, okay?
Okay.
Degrees in Atlanta. Melissa, thank you. The family of an Atlanta man killed as law enforcement served an arrest warrant demanding today that a grand jury hear his case. They want the officer who shot him to be charged with murder. The Fulton County District Attorney confirming Jimmy Atchison's death is currently under review with no decision yet as to whether charges could be filed.
The uncertainty is difficult for the family as they mark 3 years tomorrow since Atchison was killed. Joe Hinkie spoke with the 21-year-old's father today.
An attorney for the family of Jimmy Atchison tells us back in 2020, a team within then District Attorney Paul Howard's office completed a report recommending this case be presented to a grand jury. Now, 3 years after Atchison's death, his family is still waiting.
Jimmy Atchison!
Jimmy Atchison's father and supporters chanted his name today.
Why hasn't anybody said anything? Why is it not a public outcry? Why not is it an uproar?
Jimmy Hill is demanding his son's case be heard in court. The 21-year-old was shot and killed in 2019 as a joint FBI and Atlanta police task force tried to arrest him on a warrant. Federal policy at the time did not allow such task forces to use body cameras. Atchison's family says he was unarmed, hiding in a closet, given conflicting commands from officers, and when he got up, was shot and killed by APD officer Sung Kim. A short time later, Kim retired from APD.
We've been told that the case is a priority, but we have no sense of when this case might be presented to a grand jury.
Atchison family attorney Tanya Miller says the family last talked with District Attorney Fonnie Willis a year ago. Miller provided 11 Alive today with this report prosecutors completed in 2020 when Paul Howard was DA. 11 Alive confirmed its authenticity with one of those prosecutors. It states a grand jury should hear the case. The use of force was not justified and suggests felony murder and aggravated assault as charges. This case and other police use of force cases from Howard's time in office have not gone before a grand jury yet, though, because of concern about the performance of the unit handling these matters during the prior administration, according to Willis's spokesperson. Willis's team has been reinvestigating the cases, and the spokesperson wrote, in the first year of her administration, all cases dating from 2009 through 2017 and all but 10 from 2018 have been resolved. Willis has promised to resolve or make grand jury decisions for all of the remaining Howard-era use of force cases by the end of this year. That includes Atchison's case, meaning his family, for now, will be left waiting.
Mr. Hill, how do you feel knowing that it's been 3 years and nothing's happened with your son?
First, can I get, I'd like to tell you thank you for having me on the show to bring more awareness to my son. And also, I'd like to offer my condolences to my son's uncle, Tim Atchison, who passed away 3 hours earlier this evening, 2 hours ago. So I'm going to offer my condolences to the family. This fight, it's been 3 years. And it's still been no indictment. It's still been no justice. Our family has been through so much hell. The suffering and the struggles that we had. People don't know what police brutality does to you, to the family. Not just physically in this fight, but mentally as well. It destroys the family. It separates the family. It takes the family to a level of fighting where You know, you have to hold on to pray and hold on to your sanity. And I really think that if God had been with us, we wouldn't still be fighting today. But I think it's unfair. It's evil and unjust system that continue to prey on lower income black men such as my son, Jimmy Atchison. We've been fighting for 2 years. And Fulton County Fannie Willis, the ball is in our court now. And she continues to display arrogance. There's no way she continues to speak about integrity. But I have not seen the professionalism yet. I've seen it seems to be an attack on our family for personal reasons. It devastating. It's sad to see how you can take a sworn oath to do your job and you choose to do it the way you want to do it. It's just you being pro-police, supporting police even their wrongdoing instead of being pro-justice. And we need you to be pro-justice. For the County District Attorney, Fannie Willis. That is.
So what do you mean you need her to be pro-justice over pro-police? Can you elaborate? So one, let's back it up a little more because everyone's not familiar with your son's case. They said that there weren't any body cams. So with there being no body cams, what happened with the children? Like with District Attorney Willis, what did she say about the children?
Okay, our family first meeting with Fannie Willis was a year ago. And upon first meeting her, she stated that after the first thing she said was, I done got rid of our whole staff. And we were like, what this got to do with us? And so she said it again. And then the next statement was, I don't like the fact that he threw the children on the bed. And we like, my son and my son's mother was like, he didn't throw the children on the bed. He placed them on the bed because he know what law enforcement is capable of. Like the young lady up in, I think it was Minnesota, Ohio, where she said she thought a gun with a taser. And it just always kill, hide behind their badge and make excuse. So he placed them on the bed because he was scared. He didn't even know a warrant was an issue for him. He jumped out of one in his box, ran to another apartment, hid in a small closet. I don't understand the term hid because the closet was so small he had to crop up and he was on his back. 4 officers in the room, not with tasers, with guns, knowing he was unarmed. Had a piece of partial clothing on him. Standing 3 feet away from him. Son Kim told him to come out with his hands up. As he complied with Son Kim's command, Son Kim shot him one time below the eye, execution style, blowing, scattering his brains on the wall. So Paul Howard, at the time, the Public Integrity Union of the Fulton County District Attorney Office did a full investigation. The same office where Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Willis been working for a number of years, and probably I think she was one of the lead attorneys, and that she's in charge of now. Paul Howard and the Public Integrity Union of the Fulton County District Attorney Office investigated this case, and they stated that the shooting of my son Jimmy Atchison on January the 22nd, 2019 was not justified, and Son Kim should be charged with felony murder, aggravated assault, and violation of oath. At the time, it was getting presented to a grand jury, getting ready to go be presented to a grand jury for him to be indicted. The COVID-19 hit. It came and what happened when they stopped all grand juries staying. They stayed, and it took quite a while before grand jury hearings resumed, and by that time, they were voting for a new DA, in which Fannie Willis won. People were blaming Paul Howard so much, but it was so many political games being played from Atlanta Mayor Keachaba, from the U.S. Attorney, B.J. Pack, because he kept two of the files. And Paul, the Public Integrity Union was only working with one file until we went and protested.
Wait. Slow down. What do you mean he kept 2 of the files?
he kept 2 files. It was 1 file. People don't like to talk about that. It was 3 files from the GBI and Atlanta Police and the U.S. Attorney's Office. And we kept getting a runaround at first. And Richard Rose for the NAACP and Attorney Grigg, Vice President of the NAACP, they came in and we did a rally. We did a protest in front of U.S. Attorney, the federal building on Mitchell Street. And about a week later, he released the other 2 files. These was important information concerning the shoe of my son Jimmy Atchison and all the evidence, but they kept it away playing the political games with it, as though they didn't know who had it, until we kept applying pressure, and the public kept applying pressure. So it's been ever since this fight for my son Jimmy. We ran across all types of hurdles and there's been so many political games played. They've been treating this like my son's life don't matter. And, all the thing we ever asked for was fairness and truth and justice.
So,
and we've been getting a whole lot more than that.
Excuse me. So have they been treating it like your son's life doesn't matter, or have they been treating it like your son is actually the criminal when he's the victim?
Well, they've been really treating him like his life don't matter and like he's the victim. And what I don't understand is, see, it all goes back to Atlanta just don't want to admit that Officer Son Ken, a 26-year veteran who overly aggressive, he always have been an overly aggressive officer. He shot at an approaching Rottweiler 8 times. This is reports according to from Christian Boone of the Atlanta Constitution, that he shot at an approaching Rottweiler 8 times when he was commanded to stop by fellow officers. They got hit by bits of shrapnel, because of his carelessness and over aggression. He went to a funeral in search of a suspect, him and several officers. They did not identify themselves. They pointed guns in the faces of many of the people at the funeral. This is another thing being investigated by Christian Boone of the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. So there were numbers of complaints with people that followed up on him. He always have been that type of officer. And, as I go thinking deeper and deeper, I wonder, couldn't it be considered as a hate crime? Or could it be considered premeditated murder? Because he knew my son was black. He lied. He lied to him. He lied to the judge, stating my son was a flight risk. He lied to fellow officers, stating that my son had a history of violence against police officers. And according to the Fulton County District Attorney Office, the Public Integrity Unit, my son had 1 misdemeanor, August 17, 2018, and the said shooter was not harmed. And it said the Public Integrity Unit stated that my son had no history, no other history, no type of violence against police officers. He refused to wear a body cam. That's Atlanta police policy, but that's not federal policy. Federal tax policy, but it is Atlanta police policy.
But wait. Son Kim, is he, and this is just to clarify, is he Atlanta police or is he federal police?
He's Atlanta police.
So the federal police went in with the Atlanta police. Federal police don't wear body cam, so they didn't have on body cam. He's Atlanta police, so he's supposed to wear body cam, and his body cam was off or not on as well. Is that what you're saying?
It was a violation. It was another violation of what he did. And he knew it. And he knew he wasn't going to be on camera. And that's why he took matters into his own hands. People look so much. Let me tell you something right here. He did not go along with the operation of the plan. The operation of the plan was, if a subject is barricaded, these FBI, he violated FBI policy. He said, if a subject is barricaded, they're supposed to call SWAT or a supervisor.
Now, wait. Before you tell the because, where did you see this plan? Like, where did you see this at?
Where now?
Like you said, the FBI, they say if a person is barricaded, What
They're
else did you
supposed
see?
to call SWAT.
They're supposed to call SWAT. So where did you see this policy and procedure at?
I seen it was in the from the public investigated by the public integrity unit.
So the public integrity unit, not just you, not pie in the sky. Well, I'm just clarifying, not just you, not just pie in the sky, not me or Pookie or Jim, John, Jane, none of them, but the actual public integrity unit, something that is actually a policy and procedure in the policy and procedure books of these officers. That is where this information is coming from, correct?
Correct. Everything that I'm stating is coming strictly from the public integrity unit.
Okay.
This is I have the book, and this where it's coming from. That's according to operating the plan. He was called. This what the plan was when they drew it up. He was supposed to call SWAT, but that's FBI policy anyway. And I'm gonna give you an example. He went away from the operation plan, placed himself aboard the law, took matter to his own hand, and became my son, Jim Atchison, judge, general executor. Okay. 22 days later, a white dentist in Brookhaven had a 10-hour standoff in which they brought a warrant to him because he shot at his girlfriend. A 10-hour standoff is what SWAT were called. They sent in a robot. They sent in straight tear gas and flashbang. They went in. He was in a small room like my son, double of tusk. Had a room full of guns. And according to a maid of the DeKalb County Police, he did not even have a scratch on him.
Wow.
Son King, in my room with 4 officers. Guns drawn, not tased. No tear gas, no flashbangs, no robot. Nothing. And they executed. The white dentist walked out without a scratch. My son was carried out in a body bag. So, you know, and that's when that's proper procedure. They use proper procedure. But Son Kim, he knew what he was when he woke up that morning. He knew the report from the public integrity unit is a state that he didn't state that he knew, but the lies that he continued to tell. He said my son was known to carry a pistol and that he may be armed and dangerous. And he told several officers to use force by any means necessary of their department, however their department is tell them to use force. So he put it out there like my son was a dangerous criminal, and though my son went, you know, there's so much information that surrounding this case and in this case, and it clearly states how this man continued to lie. He lied, and he lied, and he lied. And it states that it was his intention to murder my son.
Wait. What states that it was his intent to murder your son?
You said what now?
What? You said it states. I said what states that it was his intent to murder your son?
No, I'm saying it was his intent to murder my son. And, you know, but from the public integrity unit, they stated that supervised Atlanta police, the federal government, they knew what was going on. They gave this man a license to kill. Right. They gave Son Kim a permit, a license to kill my son, Jim Atchison. And that's stated in the book. You know, let me tell you what else they did. They brought in, let me clear this up. 4 officers in a room, guns drawn, a black man. Now, if they felt like Son Kim said he feared for his life, if they felt like Son Kim feared for his life, my son would have had so many bullet holes in him, he would have been unrecognizable. Why only one shot? I agree. They wouldn't let the officers talk to Paul. They wouldn't let the officer be interviewed. So we had to go by their statement. The public integrity unit. This was one statement, one officer statement. One officer statement said my son raised his right hand. Another officer said he raised his right hand as in the form of a gun. One officer said he had both his hands clapped together. This is a report from the public integrity unit. All conflicting statements. Okay, they hired one of the top 8 light experts in the county, in the country. Him with a team of experts was able to tell by the blood splatters on the wall, and this man, I can't think his name, has so much credentials. He's been around the world and been in many top cases. He was able to tell by the blood splatters on the wall, him and his team of lighting experts, that what position my son's hand was in. And they said my son's hand was together, clasped together, below his waist, bringing it up as surrender. So, however you look at it, it was Son Kim's intention to murder my son. And you know, he's right now live doing surveillance work for the federal government because he was allowed to resign. We applied so much pressure to Keisha Bottom allowed him to resign instead of firing him.
So let me clarify this real quick. So we have an officer who's an Atlanta police officer who just murdered someone and didn't have body cam on or anything like that. And that was part of protocol. Federal government says that you don't. Hold on one second. Gregory, go lay down, please, baby. I know you're tired. Federal protocol requires or does not, DOESNOT, does not require body cam. So with the federal government not requiring body cam, this man has left the police department that requires it and gone to a place that doesn't require it, and he has not been wearing it as part of protocol, and he resigned. He wasn't fired. That's like you going to work at Walmart without your Walmart vest or any shoes or your uniform on. How does someone know that you're a Walmart employee? You know, it's like, I mean, there's all types of scenarios. I just don't understand how this man was able to retire, not get fired.
I'm saying, you know, from the very first beginning, you know, it took Atlanta Mayor Keisha Bottom 2 months to come and offer condolences to my family. In a meeting that we were scheduled to meet Chief Shields at our attorney, Tanya Miller office, along with Vice President Jerry Briggs of the NAACP. Okay, and we thought we would meet Chief Shields, and up out of the blue, he'll pop Keisha Bottom after 2 months. Now get this right here. 2 months after my son was murdered, she went off her condolence. But a day before a town hall meeting, it was a day before a town hall meeting, she showed up that was scheduled for Cascade Methodist Church that she knew we were coming. But we weren't coming. When she had over 60 police officers waiting on, we weren't coming to disrupt. No, we just wanted to bring an awareness to my son's case.
Yeah.
And when we came in and Chief Shields spoke, and we just stood up and just hollered just for Jimmy. And when people didn't know what was going on, people started getting up, clapping, a lot of older people, and they were asking us about the case. What happened? Who was Jimmy Atchison? And at that time, the police escorted us out. They escorted us out, but we were still on the street corner, along with about 100 people, you know, hollering just for Jimmy. And a lot of the people came outside, and they were still talking to us. The news came outside. Now, I don't understand this, but let me tell you something. A month before then, Atlanta Mayor Keisha Bottom had a town hall meeting in Buckhead, in which they called her everything but the child of God.
Wow.
Damn near ran out of there. And she didn't have nearly that many police. You understand what I'm saying? And the part of what I want people to understand, the meeting was scheduled for CT1 recreation center. But after she went to planning and she went to talking about filling up potholes in Buckhead and potholes on Cascade Road, that's when she said, we're going to Cascade. She changed it to Cascade Methodist Church. She did a lot of scheming. She did a lot of planning. And I don't think it's right because when Atlanta Mayor Keisha Bottom's nephew got killed, she wanted justice. And she told the whole city of Atlanta up to get the killers that killed her nephew. Now, my son, Jimmy Atchison, his life mattered evidently. Right. Now, my son, Jimmy Atchison, got murdered. And yes, and still she played the game like, come on, I don't think we asked for fairness and truth. My son, grandmother Ann Elizabeth Atchison, she died last year. It's been a year now, about a year and a month. that she died, and she always said, "Y'all get justice for my boy," and she was suffering, holding on because she thought we were gonna be able to get justice. But so many games being played in Atlanta continue to be a city about relationships, and people just continue to be quiet. People continue to be quiet. People continue to play games. And even though the Bible, a lot of these people carry Bible, even though the Bible says, do not follow the crowd in wrongdoing. And said, do not, and they said, when called to testify in a dispute, do not follow the crowd in wrongdoing when it comes to testify. When it comes for you to testify in a dispute, do not be swayed by the crowd to twist justice. And that's what Fulton County Family Witness is doing. That's what Atlanta Mayor Keisha Bottom is doing. That's what a lot of these black leadership and black pastors are doing. People won't. It's just something about police brutality where people will not come out. I don't know whether they making large donations to the pastors. I don't know. I'm just gonna call it like it is. I don't know whether they making large donations to black leadership. But it's just time for people to continue to stop letting themselves be manipulated and controlled, and it's time for people to stop living in fear. How can anybody be comfortable after hearing the cries, the voice of pain and the cry for help? And when are we from the families? When are we ever we just want justice? We just want fairness, to be treated fair, and we just want truth.
Yeah.
But
And let me say this too. Like you said, Christian Boone, and I have mixed feelings about Christian Boone. And what I mean by that is he is very committed to telling the truth as a reporter, and he will cover things. And to clarify, he's with the Atlanta Journal and Constitution. And I'm saying this because I'd like to put him on blast to hold him to account. So it's like, I've been interviewed by Christian Boone, and he interviewed me on my story, and his editors told him to bury the story. So him interviewing people in our community and standing up for justice isn't the problem, because I noticed that some of your main supporters have been 11 Alive and Channel 2. So it's like, for the AJC to cover it, whoever these editors are, or whoever the editor is, he needs to be in alignment with the fact that these are issues concerning our community, and he needs to fall in line and support our community instead of burying stories. So I just wanted to kind of throw that out there.
Yeah, from the beginning, when my son was first accused of robbing that girl by Kelly Brogan, and I don't understand how could she get away with this and not be charged with lying to authorities. Justice Smollett was just charged with lying to a small. So what makes her any difference? Mm-hmm. They continue to protect her. Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Whitaker refused to subpoena her. But how can you refuse to subpoena somebody and her lies don't lead to a death?
Right.
The girl Lynn that passed came forward. And I don't know whether you've seen the tape, because it's on YouTube. It's all around. She came forward and she was crying with tears in her eyes. And she said Atlanta police interviewed her over and over. She told them there was no gun. There was no gun. There was no armed robbery. Then he asked to use the phone, and he walked off. No fight, no nothing. And because the girl was trying to steal some pants, which she had shoplifted. But the girl figured my son knew about something that happened to her earlier. And my son had told her he don't get in that bed. He don't get it. He just mad at on bed. Because the girl was a lesbian and she was out there trying to hang with dudes and trying to, they're keeping it straight. The whole truth, the people want to know the truth. So it was lies from the so then when she waited 4 days later, 3-4 days later, and took out a warrant and said my son robbed her at gunpoint. But the girl Liam at Fashion was a friend, a close friend, because you were hearing the video saying, I wish I would have never brought her around. So she said she's not going to let her lie like that. But Atlanta police, they failed to properly investigate the warrant, and because they carelessness and they sloppiness, that also played a part in my son's death. Because if they would have carefully, properly investigated the warrant, they would have knew that the girl was lying. But right now, our attorney sent about 2 years ago, I was turning, sent investigators out to talk to the girl because she stayed on Washington Road and covered out there. People had told her she was in the house because they know she was lying. And guess what? She would not come out and talk to our attorney.
Wow.
She would not come out and talk to the investigator. That's all. We just wanted to hear what she had to say, but she would not talk to our investigator. I don't know who told her not to, but she refused to. So it's like they protecting her. Like, you know, they don't want her to come because I think by her coming and telling the truth, a lot of things gonna happen. You know, Atlanta got a police brutality problem. Georgia got a police brutality problem, and it needs to be addressed. We need to stop turning our head.
Georgia has beyond a police, and let me say this too. Because Saturday I went out, I protested with you all, had a time of my life, and I just want to be clear, just like All Things Relevant has placed a disclaimer on my show saying that my views are my views, not necessarily the views of the network. What I'll say is I support and respect all police officers who do their jobs in the appropriate manner. I have a stepsister who's a police officer. And when I say, she's my sister. We've been sisters now for 20 years. Our parents have been married for 20 years, and she's a police officer. And I have a really good friend who I've grown to love and know really closely over this last year, who's a former police officer. And I'm not saying that there's I don't know what they do every day, but what I do know is who they are as personal, on a personal level and as human beings, and they're great human beings. So for those police officers who risk their lives to keep us safe, I have much respect for you. For those police officers who do everything that they can to make our lives hell and who intentionally go out to execute brown and black people just because that's their version of justice. When they become the police officer, the jury, and the judge, and the executor, then I have a problem. And in this case, I believe that Sun Kim, this is my personal belief, it's a lot of others' personal belief. I believe that Sun Kim executed your son. And I am sorry for you and your loss and your family, that you have to grieve this pain over and over every time you share, because you're looking for justice for your son. And someone needs to be held to account.
Thank you so much. You know, I'm not gonna stop fighting. Even take every last breath. You know, I got and what was meant to break me down and destroy me, to take away every positive thought that I have and to make me give up, it only just made me strong. Because now I'll be able to look into the other mother's eyes and I see their pain. And people don't understand the community is people, we need support. We need more support because it's like sometimes it feel like besides a few of y'all, Sante, and it feel like we are on an island by ourselves.
Well, you know I get it. You know I get it, Slim. Y'all know Mr. Jimmy is a big guy. I got this Volkswagen Passat. And how tall are you? About 6'5", 6'6"? Yes, you are. You ain't no 6'1". He a gentle giant, and he be like this in my car. You know, but I'm just making fun of the fact that you get in my car and we I met him. Someone was like, "You don't know Mr. Jimmy Hill?" I was like, "No, I don't know him. I don't watch TV." And I met you out at East Lake with signs. He kept saying, "Why does woman keep calling me?" I kept calling. I kept getting lost. I didn't know where he was at. He said, "Why does woman keep calling me?" And since then, we've been hanging. And I'm grateful.
And I appreciate your support. I really appreciate your support and connections. I really appreciate it. You know, God has really been good. Even in this fight, He's still really been good. Open the eyes, and you know, like I say, I'm not. Martin Luther King said two things. Everybody should have the right to live their lives free of fear, and everybody should be treated with dignity and respect. And he also said, that's why I can understand how is it that everybody can pack Ebenezer on his birthday with their outfits and hats on, and quote his quote, but so many have strayed so far away from what Dr. King was about, because Dr. King was about fighting against racism and speaking out against police brutality.
Yeah.
And a lot of these leaders today are commercialized and selfless and self-centered and some living field. Martin Luther King said we cannot be satisfied as long as Black America continue to be the victims of the unspeakable horrors of police brutality, such as my son Jimmy Atchison was, such as a lot of these young men. And what I can't understand about
wait. Let me say this too. I know you're going into some more that you don't understand, but this is the only thing I'm going to add in there. Even with my trailer, you know, when it was first done, I asked for it to be redone to also list the women, because one of the most oppressed, and this is the feminist in me, one of the most oppressed groups of people is the Black woman. And so often when we talk about police brutality, we only talk about the Black man or the brown man, and we forget about the Black woman and the brown woman. And in my own experience, I know it's real. In my own experience, I know how bad they treat women in jails and prisons. When we look at what's going on in California, or what went on in California, how they gave all those women hysterectomies. Like, so please make sure that you include us, instead of us just being the ones that go out there and protest and stand for y'all men. Like, we are a part of this struggle as well. Please keep giving us a voice along, because there's mothers, and there's, you know, when you look at the Sandra Blands, the Breonna Taylors, like, their names deserve to be said just as much as the Ahmaud Arbery's and the Rayshard Brooks and the Jimmy Atchisons. So we got to say all of our names and demand for us not to be hidden or forgotten about.
Well, one thing about it, I know I make plenty of posts, and in my post I say the Black women, the Black men, the Black women, and the Black children.
Well, you support everybody. Let me say that about Mr. Hill. Mr. Hill is so selfless. I think I have a video. I done queued up my Facebook. Mr. Hill is so selfless. For his 60th birthday, they were out there at Woodruff Park feeding the homeless. They asked him what he wanted to eat, and his favorite is fried chicken. He done had them prepare this food, all this food to feed all the homeless in the park. And then we marched in remembrance of his son. However, he did not just make it about his son. He called out all the families who'd lost a son, who'd lost a loved one to police brutality, and asked them to join in. So that is very selfless. And from the first day, when we went to the Gwinnett County DA's event together, when he was advocating around his son and what was needed in his case, I heard this man. This man stood there and advocated and said, you know, we need support. We need help. You know, these moms are suffering. I can see the pain in their eyes. Like, he stood up for all of the families. He could have taken a selfish approach. And every time that I see this man, he keeps standing up for justice for all.
What it said, if it affect one, and it should affect us all.
Yeah.
You know, God continue to be good, and I always have cared about the homeless, because that's something my son Jimmy Atchison always like to do. You know, we like even a little jokester, prankster. You know, he find 2 children, Skylar and Taylor, his mother Cynthia, and plenty of sisters. And you know, and that's something he always had love to do. You know, so we got to be careful. You got to treat people the way you want to be treated.
Yeah.
You know, instead of riding by these people that's on the street or to your nose, you know, you should think about what would Jesus do. You know, the Bible said, be careful with entertaining strangers, because you never know you might be entertaining angels. So we have to be careful. We have to be careful how we treat people instead of looking down upon people. You're going to look down and help somebody get up. You know, that's what it's about, encouragement. Because we are in trying times now. But we need encouragement and comfort. And we need to be there for each other. Everybody going to need somebody.
Hold on real quick, Mr. Jimmy. I got a video queued up from Saturday. It's about 4 minutes. It was when I was trying to get my camera together. It's you, Queen, and Tammy. Queen is an organizer here in Atlanta. She actually travels around the U.S. And Tammy is his beloved cousin, who's been right there by his side during this. And
She Jimmy aunt.
Oh, I thought she was your cousin.
No, Tammy is Jimmy aunt. That's my sister-in-law.
Oh, I thought she was your cousin. I apologize.
No, Tammy's sister-in-law.
Who the cousin?
That's my sister-in-law. That's Cynthia's sister. Jimmy's mother's sister.
Okay, who's the cousin? The lady that was sitting in the chair?
The cousin, the cousin that sang when she come out there. But Tammy out there in them streets with me. Tammy does a lot. Tammy does a lot also, you know, and then Cynthia, and then, you know, Kiana Jones, and so much. So you can put the video, go ahead and put the video up.
All right, I'm gonna put the video up real quick. Now y'all don't judge me and my camera abilities. All right, here we go. Hold on, let me unmute.
And unlawlessly killed his son, Jimmy Atchison. So we are here today, and Mr. Jimmy dedicated his birthday to celebrate his beloved son that is no longer with us. And we also have his aunt. We also have Georgia Mom Giuliani here. We have a affirmative action nationwide task force here. We'd like to thank Atlanta Justice Alliance for putting this together and giving out their time during mutual aid to serve our people in our houses with hunger deprivation here today, guys. So we are wonderfully unified in solitude. This is a very positive day. Even though we done it over here earlier, we had these young black men, just like the one over here to my left, to your right. We are here today celebrating love. We are here to celebrate unification. We are here to say there is collaboration over competition. So we just want to thank God for you, Mr. Jimmy, for all that you're doing for our lives. Your loving family, Timmy, Atchison. We thank him, son, we thank him, we thank him, we thank him, we thank him, John Man, and all that came here today to stand in solitude, to say, justice to Jimmy Atchison.
Justice for Jimmy Atchison.
Justice to Jimmy Atchison.
Justice for Jimmy Atchison.
Justice to Jimmy Atchison.
Justice for Jimmy Atchison.
Justice for Jimmy Atchison.
Justice for Jimmy Atchison.
Justice to Jimmy Atchison.
Justice for Jimmy Atchison.
Justice to Jimmy Atchison.
Justice for Jimmy Atchison.
Justice to Jimmy Atchison.
Justice for Jimmy Atchison. No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
Because this is our street. Because this is
Our street.
Because this is
Our street.
Because we stand in fight. Between these killers, the whole damn system is guilty as hell.
So I stopped sharing right there. But like I said before, there are some good police officers out there. They deserve respect. And these officers who are out here killing our men and women innocently need to be prosecuted.
That's right.
They need to be indicted. And these district attorneys need to be held to account just as much as these police officers, because they are on duty right now. It is their duty. These chiefs of police, these mayors, these elected officials, they are on duty right along with these officers.
That's right.
So
That's right.
We got 12 minutes left, Mr. Jimmy Hill. What else you got for the people?
Okay. I want to say this.
Okay.
Let me point something out. You know, during the police officers had the blue wall of silence, where they won't speak against one another. But in this particular case here, you can see where these other officers were trying to distance themselves without violating a police code. How they were trying to distance themselves. Once people read the report and a full report come out, according to the public integrity in the book, you can see how they would speak and trying to distance themselves, saying, well, Sergeant Kim, said this and Sean Ken lied this about this. They were trying to distance themselves from him, really trying to distance themselves from this case without violate, without violate. And I want to tell people, y'all continue to keep us in prayer, and it just ain't about my son. It's about we be out there passing out flyers, we be holding up signs, horn to horn, come out and support us. You don't know what it's really like. It's easy. I see so many people walking by. I can tell they turn up. They know I don't get upset with them because they don't understand. This can happen at any time. We never thought in a million years this would happen to us. That it'll come on our doorstep, but it did, and a lot of these other families also. So for you tonight, I can understand how you expect to be black, knowing what be going on, knowing the different tactics used to separate and destroy us. I can't understand how you continue to not even get a flyer, even look at it. So that's my time with this. Can you at least keep us in prayer? Because we're not just out there fighting for our children, we fight for the safety of your children also too. And y'all need to realize that because you're not safe. No matter. And one of the things what bothers me, people say, what do you do? You don't have to do nothing but be black.
Yeah.
Breonna Taylor was laying in her bed. And Tiana Jefferson was in our house, man, her home bed with her nephew playing video games. My son was that's around. So, and a lot of more different cases. People start speaking out. Stop just letting police get away with this. Stop living your life in fear.
Yeah.
It's time we must stop living our life in fear. Our ancestors came too far, done suffered, done been strangled, done been harmed, done been shot. They done came, but they still knew that some of them knew that they were finna be get ready to get victimized and murdered, but they still kept coming forward. We done got too complacent.
Yeah.
We done got too selfish and complacent to where we feel like we forget that we're standing on the shoulders of our ancestors.
We stand on the shoulders of some giants.
And we done got so selfish and distracted and really arrogant and stuff to where we done forgot where we come from. Black entertainment should be out here. My son rap. He want to clean rap. You had one that song you rap. And not one rapper has spoke up on it. But I thought rappers take care of their own.
You see I wish you could see my face, Mr. Jimmy, because Mr. Jimmy's been in my car. My music is everything. Like every time I go to do a show and it's like, you got some music, we gonna leave with Jimmy's music too. Every time I go to do, it's ratchet. I like my music like I like my men, a little ratchet. Right. And but I'm trying to bring some light to it because I'm tearing up over here. Like my little eyeliner done ran. Because it's been about a year now since I've known you. And what's there is only you could bring me out there protesting. I talked to Kiana, she was like, I'd hand you a megaphone in a second or whatever the and I was like, I'm not protesting. Like I got dead documented charges. I got 3 felonies that they won't take off the books. Like I'm not protesting. When I go to jail, they don't give me my mental health medicine. Like we make up all of these excuses to not go out there. And I had the time of my life. And the next time I'm gonna be out there again. And I got a nanny in place. I'm creating a pre-crisis plan. I got an aunt, a mama, an uncle in place in case there's bail money needed. It's like, we got to speak up. We are each other's eyes and ears, and we got to speak up. And your son could be my son could be your son. Like none of us are exempt. None of us making it out of here alive. So while we're here, we might as well make our mark. I remember sitting in a 12-step fellowship, and they always say the only thing separating life and death on a tombstone is the dash. So what you gonna do with your dash?
Yeah.
So what are you going to do with your dash? And right now, I just want to say this too. We are talking about your son, Jimmy Atchison, and while I was talking, Mr. Hill is one of the strongest individuals I know. I so love you and adore you and respect you, Mr. Hill. And he lost another son to gun violence at the age of 18 just a couple of years ago. And he's lost, in the last week, he's lost two more people. Some of us can't handle the grief of one person over a 20-year span. And it's like, I think one of the other times we were hanging out, you had lost somebody. Like, when death...
I lost my son Curtis Jordan in 2012, so...
Yeah.
Due to gun violence, made your son, that took a lot out of all of us. And to use my other son, the two young black men got life at 30. Because it was in the wrong place at the wrong time. And when I wanted to take matters in my own hand, I had to listen to my mother. I had to listen to some advice from my mother because, it would have been, I would end up killing and get myself killed. They end up being at war with the police, and I wouldn't be able to be out here today for the fight for my son and stuff. There's just so many on that journey I just really thank God. He really gave me the strength. There's just so many people out there. People don't know that. So activists and advocates and thank you for your prayers, and even the people that go out on the limb from Maria Boynton and to do interviews and people from B103 and other people and Dr. Richard, Dr. Richard, WAOK and Lil Mo, and there's been so many. If I miss your name, that's hard to me. Don't. So there's so many people that don't support us, and from Representative State Representative Benita Stalin, and it has been a big help of Vice President NAACP Attorney Griggs and Richard Rose and Nathan Knight at the CAB SCLC, all the way from the CAB. And it's just so much. We're gonna need everybody. We need everybody to come on and let's come together and fight against injustice. Injustice anywhere continue to be a threat. It's just everywhere, and the police killings are everywhere. And then not just people say, well, what about what do you say about black on black crime? And I said, well,
what do you say about white on white crime? That's what you ask them.
That's what they say. I'm a fight for wrong is wrong and death is death. So, in this case, Sean Kim was wrong. In this case, Shelley Brown was wrong. In this case, Atlanta police was wrong. In this case, Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Williams, who continues speaks about integrity, she's very wrong. So I just so many people to thank for helping me. From the labor forum, Diana Midsick, I can't think of her name, and it's just a lot. It's so many people, so many interviews. Trout Pastor, I really thank him for his truthfulness and everything. I thank you, and it's just so many different people. I just really want to thank that continue to help along the way. So there's so much. I just thank you, and I just ask everybody to continue to pray. I ask more people to get involved. Please don't wait until they hit your doorstep. I want with you, so nobody. So I just, just ask you guys to keep fighting, keep trusting in God, keep our faith in God, and just keep fighting. Get knocked down, get back up. Get knocked down, get back up. Get knocked down, get back up.
Mr. Hill, quickly, what's Jimmy's song is in my text messages on my other phone. What's the name of his song?
Save Me.
All right.
Well, I wish you could play it.
I'm about to play it. I'm looking for it. Is it on your Facebook? Where's it at? Is it on YouTube? Is it on YouTube?
It's on YouTube. His aunt sent it. His aunt Barbara Atchison sent it to me this evening. She sent it to me. Anyway, I can send it to you anywhere.
Text it to me right now if you could.
On that number.
On this number. Don't text it on my other phone.
Text on it, but
text on this. No, we ain't gonna talk about the two phones. I'm thinking of some Kevin Gates. I got two phones. No.
Okay, what the number is now? Give me the number.
I can't give you the number. We on air. That's all right. We gonna. How about when I come in next week? I come in with Jimmy's song. Does that work?
Oh man, I wanted to hear it.
Hold on. Let me see if I can. Hold on. Nope. I'm a. Gregory.
Small little things. What's it save me?
Hold on, y'all. I'm about to find this song so that we can.
Yeah, send it out with a blast. Now keep the Atchison family in prayer. My brother-in-law Tim Atchison passed away today. Keep my mother-in-law in prayer. You know, she passed away on my birthday. Rena Whittingham, Queen, rest in peace. Let's keep them in prayer. You know, so many people pass away these days. We really need prayer. Pray for one another.
It's a good song too, y'all. I got 1 minute. I should have had this queued up. Never mind. Hold on. Let me grab my other phone. All right. Let me see. So in this last minute, we're going to play this song. We're going to say our goodbyes. Julius, just bear with me 1 second so I can play this song.
I see out in their face. I done been scarred in these walls, went through different phases. Won't sell my soul into part of me recreated. They got my dog behind bars, about to drive me crazy. They got these stars on.
Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for joining us. It's 10:01 p.m. We appreciate y'all. Support Jimmy Atchison. Support Mr. Hill in the quest for justice for Mr. Jimmy Atchison. And come on, DA Willis, please indict Sung Kim. We trust that you're gonna do your job. Indict Sung Kim. Justice for Jimmy. And you can support them. They have a petition. If you just Google Jimmy Atchison, you will find plenty of information. Support this family. Thank you and have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hill.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you as well.
Like that.
I'm about to cry. All right, bye.
Put on your ratchet music.
Yeah, I'm about to turn on my ratchet music, y'all. I grew up in Savannah, in a small town in Michigan. My family from Detroit. I don't know what kind of music y'all think I'm supposed to listen to, but Savannah and by way of Atlanta. So we're gonna listen to some ratchet music tonight. All right. Bye, y'all. Peace.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.